Alright, guys. Welcome to another episode of Vloggish. This one's gonna be a little different. Jeez. So, it's gonna be a sweet and sour kind of episode. It's pre-recorded, if you haven't noticed. I've been putting it off all day. I haven't been looking forward to doing this at all. But I feel like I'm going to go crazy if I don't, so I just need to get things off my chest and just try to move on with my day and my weekend and my life. So we're going to start with something more low-key, I guess. Let's do a little breakdown of what I've been vaping, because why not? Here is my good old Borat, Goyard, whatever the hell they pronounce it, controls, and my AMBB. And good old Pistachio Delight inside. I'm not going to hit everything, but, you know, another standard of mine needs refilling. Unica with the Unknown. I've been getting down with the M key again, now that it's back, and doing alright with the Narda 5A. Looks like this needs juice too, I think. No, I think I refilled it. Inside that I have baked cake batter. Here's my E-Leaf Pico Squeeze 2 with the current RDA on there. I have it in single-sided airflow mode. If you've seen my last live with my first build of the current, it did not go very well, and for a number of reasons. But I hadn't been getting along with this too well, and I was pretty much giving up on it. I was done with it, and I decided to give it one last go with a different method. So you have airflow combinations with this, a good assortment of airflow combinations. So I decided to do single-sided airflow. I'll have a review for this up soon. I've been kind of postponing it and hesitant about it altogether, but I think it's going to be long too. I think I have like too many clips, so it's going to be a mess for me too. So single-sided, it's pretty good. You know, I literally wrote this off. I listed it for sale and everything, and it didn't really move or nothing, so I decided to give it one more go and put it single-sided. I had a hunch that that would kind of fix my problem with it, and lo and behold, it did. I have Coiled Turds cherry cheesecake in here. Loving that. and it's going good. It's definitely saved it. You know what I mean? But some people aren't going to like that. Some people aren't going to dig single-sided airflow. I personally don't mind it. I've vape plenty of RDA. Well, not so much lately, but in the past, I've vaped plenty of single-sided airflow RDAs, RTAs, and I don't have a problem with it. You know, it's a little bit more like odd on an RDA, but it's still not a big deal to me. GT3 with the steam tuner's cap on the Wicket by Limelight. I had a problem with this the other day. It was like turning off on me, and I decided to like take it apart a little bit, take the battery tube out, and just clean it a little bit. I think there was like some juice residue somehow behind the battery tube. So after I did that, everything was fine with it, and it's good again. I got my Turkish maize in there. Been using this a lot. Stash box with the Mob 2 Toxic. And then Phase Drip Tip. Stash 2.1. Pumpkin as fuck in there by M Turk. I broke this out last week. The block. I need to rewick this, I think. With the bridge 1.2 plus. You know, a lot of the same old stuff that you guys are used to seeing me use. What else is different? I wicked the Har up with the Akira by Ambition. Does this, I think? Yeah. And of course it leaks. You know, if I put the Har down for a while, I forget how much cotton it needs, because it kind of needs like more cotton than you'd think. So I've been playing with the juice flow control to like fight off it leaking on me. It's kind of sad on my end. It's a great RTA. I broke this out, and you'll be seeing more of this stuff soon, hopefully. Dual coil. I was looking through my dual coil stuff, and this is my favorite dual coil RTA ever. The Reload 26. I love this thing. It's just so fucking good. It's actually top airflow, well, top down side airflow. And because like the the airflow control is like a ring that goes over it. I mean, it's just, you can really dial it into a tight RDL. I mean, it's basically a it's restrictive enough to be like high end, you know, without it being MTL, you know. It's got like that good of a draw, in my opinion. The only thing is like high end. Well, one, you don't see dual coils, but you also don't see 810 drip tips with high end. And I think there's a big market in that. I really think that 810 drip tips have been neglected, especially by high end. I think you could have a nice reduced chamber and everything, but bring it out to a nice wider bore drip tip, and you're gonna get your RDA. You get a little bit more of that RDA flavor. I really think 810 drip tips are being underutilized in our market today. I need to refill this. I have my beard tobacco chino in here. Good old standard. This is a Dead Rabbit V2 drip tip on there. Looks kind of odd, but I like it. Old school stuff, you know, bring it. I don't know, just going through my shit the other day and wanted to change it up a little bit, you know, and which kind of lends to a number of things. It led to what later became part of a conflict that I'm going through right now in the community, and it also led to the idea that I may want to, I thought I would go through this stuff to do another. It seemed like that top 10 video type thing was kind of interesting. I always like top 10 videos from other reviewers, so I thought I'd make some of my own. And I made the Bora mods, the Bora RBAs. So now I'm going to do everything else, aside from like pods and disposables, so I don't use that stuff. But so I already recorded one for dual coil RTAs, China made stuff, obviously. And I'll do one for single coil China RTAs, I guess, and single coil high-end RTAs, and dual coil RDAs, and single coil RDAs too. RDTAs I may not bother, because I don't know. Not that there's anything wrong with them, but it's a little more niche of a thing. So I have two main topics today, and that's why it's like bittersweet, sweet and sour, because we're going to do the good stuff first. Spare anybody else the heartache of what I'm going to end up talking about. So I had a little, I didn't announce it, but in my own head, and maybe like a couple people I talked to, I had an idea that I was going to do a giveaway based on my subscriber number, which I guess is kind of, well, no, I talked about it in some vlogs in the past, but it wasn't anything that concrete. So I decided, first it was going to be 200. When I got to 200 subscribers, I was going to do a giveaway. By the time I wrapped my head around it, I was past 200. So I said, okay, 300, I'm going to do a giveaway. So to find out exactly who subscribed on a particular number, like, not every subscriber I get a notification for. If I get too many at once, it won't notify me about every single one of them. But the way it timed out, my 301st subscriber was I got notified. I could see they were clearly in America, and they also commented on one of my videos, so I was able to comment back to tell them to reach out to me on Facebook to contact me, because before you used to be able to email people on or YouTube. You used to be able to get their email address, but they made it more private now. Like, I'm talking about years ago. So fortunately, they made a comment asking me about a CBOT, and I was able to reach out. And then a couple days later, they PM'd me on Facebook. They're not a Facebook user. Facebook user normally, so, which ended up being a good thing, because I was able to really talk to him, and I invited him to a lot of different groups, and he got in a lot of different groups. It actually raised some eyebrows, because, normally if you get into a group and you're not already well acquainted with all the groups, you probably don't want to go around inviting tons of people, because it gets everybody like concerned. They don't know if they're spam or hacking or up to no good. You know what I mean? So best bet is to just kind of like stay in your own lane for a little bit, get your own name familiar with everybody, and then branch out and maybe invite people if you want to do that. So anyhow, where was I? So talked to him and told him I'd give him an RBA, a mystery RBA. I'm not gonna tell anybody. I'll let him find out when he gets it. And yeah, so completely free of charge, free of everything. Um, I was gonna ship it today, but something happened earlier, and it just fucked my whole day up. And yeah, I've been meaning to ship this for like, I don't know, a week or maybe even 2 weeks now. So I'm sorry, John. Uh, I'll get it. I was supposed to get it out today, and I'll get it out Monday before I go to work. I'll stop by the post office on the way. Um, but yeah, John Mays. If any of you see him, seems like a really nice guy, and I'm really happy to help him get acquainted with Boro stuff. He already has a few mods and stuff. He's building himself a nice little collection, so I'm happy that it ended up being somebody that isn't already that all that familiar and you know established, because a free RBA, like a cheaper RBA, to somebody that already has everything or has had everything, it's not going to mean much. So I'm glad it was to somebody that could appreciate it a little more. And they're in the U.S., so I didn't have to pay a lot for shipping, so that's ideal. Anyhow, so that was the good thing, and I've already seen him active in the community, and it's just I I don't know, it's a good feeling to feel like I actually helped anybody in any capacity. So, um, and I don't know. So moving on to everything else, I definitely have slowed up with everything. I've had people ask me, where my new content, if I'm what I'm doing, if I'm keeping up with my content, then because it doesn't seem like that, obviously, and which is kind of true. I definitely slowed down with what I buy and everything. Not that I don't plan on ever picking back up. It's just I have certain things I want to get out of the way. But I do have one thing for sure coming, and another thing most likely on the way. So a lot of you guys know who Mike is, Mike Berg. I hope I'm saying his last name correctly. Really nice guy. He's been in the community. I don't know. I haven't been around all that long. I've only been around since like 2019. But in general, I mean, in everything, um, YouTube wise. So I Facebook I didn't even use until like the end of 2020. So anyhow, Mike, always seen him in YouTube groups and stuff, and he's been pretty supportive of this channel. Um, so he won a absolute a little while back, and just happened to be moving some things around and whatever. Heard in my last video that I wanted an unknown absolute RDA, and reached out to me and told me that he could send one my way for RRP or less, which is exactly what he did. So he actually just shipped that out to me, and I should have that hopefully Monday or Tuesday or something. He's only like one state away, so definitely excited about that. And I want to just thank him again for reaching out and offering me the chance to get that. This way I didn't have to fucking hunt it down, because I really didn't want to have to do that. Although I want the RDA a lot. So, and it's even better because I'll have the he also had ordered the Peak saucer cap for it, Black Peak, which is exactly what I wanted. So I think that'll go good with this, or really, my Billy Club as well, so that should be good. That's going to be on the way, so that's nice. Something I've really wanted, and there's not that much out there that I'm that interested in at this point, but that is definitely one of those things that has really kind of grabbed my interest. So, and then aside from that, I have plans to be getting a Geppetto mod from a friend of mine, and it's somebody who's probably been one of, if not the closest people I've, you know, um, closest friend I've had to on this, in this whole network of people. Yeah, so I've got a lot of things from Steve. He's a really nice guy. Yeah, so I'm kind of dragging my feet here to get into this next bit because, like I said, I really didn't want to talk about this, but it's eating me up inside. If I don't say anything, I'll feel worse. So I'm gonna say something. I'm not gonna get too in depth because I don't want to start a little fucking drama war. I just want to speak my mind, because this is really, it fucked my whole day up, honestly, and it's still gonna bother me. So the title should give it away for this video. Well, at least allude to it. So basically, I've been Tucker Carlson. I've been censored. I've been let go. I've been pushed away. I've been banished. Fucking, what's the word I want to use? I don't know. I've been fucking cast out, basically. So I'm not going to name the names, and I'm not going to name the group, but a group that is very important to me has decided to kick me out of it, essentially. I've considered it basically like a home group, and I really like all the people that use it, and it's pretty much my go-to thing. But they have certain rules. Every group has rules. The rules could be as simple as no soliciting, no hate talk, no, I don't know, no selling over RRP, no certain types of gear. I mean, it could be a Boro mods only type of group, or it could be anything, or high end only. There's a lot of little fucking rules to these groups, which I can understand and respect. If it does what I want to do doesn't coincide with that group, well, I'm sure there's another group that I could just use. But this particular group I like a lot. I like a lot of the people in it. I like the people that run it. But through my actions, I overstepped one of their boundaries, and it had to do with the last video I made on the Vaping Mods Imperia. Now, you guys know, if you watch my channel, that I'm no stranger to clones. Now, I don't buy clones. I don't. Most of my stuff, 95% or more of my stuff that I use here now regularly, is authentic. I use authentic gear. I promote authentic gear. But I do have some clones because I bought them a long time ago. I bought them like before I used Facebook ever. So if I never used Facebook groups, how am I going to be buying high-end atomizers? I didn't know what the hell Vaping Art was, or Vapes by Anushi, or all these things. I don't know any about that shit. All I knew was certain people like uh well, Jay, Mark, Tenacious TX, Brian, Salty Jules. They made videos um, about high end stuff, and that's how I learned about it. So I never knew how to buy it, and I had no. First off, I didn't want to use Facebook again. Secondly, when I was using Facebook, I used Facebook from like 2007 to like 2013, 14. I don't even know if Facebook groups existed back then. So I didn't know anything about groups. Like, it wasn't until I got back into Facebook that I even knew about Facebook Marketplace. So I was estranged from Facebook because I didn't like using it because it made me fucking. I just hate social media, honestly. Um, it ends up making you compare yourself to people who are portraying themselves as their best self, and you get caught up in comparing yourself to people, and it's a world. I don't really like technology in general, so you know, I didn't fucking use it. And I was a fucking drug addict for a long time. A heavy, hardcore drug addict. All out. Opioids, IV, everything. Homeless, fucking for years. This room, everything that you see in this room is literally all I own. And the car that's out front of my house. It's not my house. Out front of this house. Okay, I don't own anything except for these fucking mods, okay? So I'm not on the same level as some of these people. No matter how much gear I have, and it may seem like, ooh la la, look at all his stuff. He must have money. I don't. I'm probably more broke than most of the people watching this fucking video right now. And I think people don't understand that. And, you know, I'm not I'm not here to condone clones, but I'm here to just fucking teach people about vaping. That's all my objective is. That's like Grim Green. Like most people would want to see him using rebuildables, right? But he can't appeal to everybody if he just does rebuildables. He has to use fucking pods and shit so that he can get the biggest audience he can because his goal is to get people to stop smoking and start vaping. That's his main prerogative. I'm sure if in his, if he could, he would just stick to what he likes and vape all authentic, I don't know, fucking whatever he likes vaping. Whether it's Boro mods or mechs or whatever, but he is trying to accommodate for everybody, and that's what I'm trying to do. I do videos that encompass everything that I have because this is what I have to work with. If I have some kind of atomizer that's a clone, but it will help me explain more about the main atomizer that I'm talking about that's authentic and high end and fits every category that you have. Why is that a problem? It's just there as a placeholder. It's just there to assist in further detailing the product at hand. It's very nitpicky. It's petty, borderline petty. Because I do understand it is a rule. It is established prior to me joining the group. Even that I can understand. It is you got to make a judgment call here, though. I mean, like, if I was doing hand checks with clones and expecting to get away with it, I get it. But like, the video is about the authentic product. I have one clone video. It's the KBR from 588. Okay? What do you know? That video has more views than any other video I've ever made. 3,100 views or something like that. So, last week I made. Oh my god. last week, I'm sorry, my screen fell asleep. Last week I made a video in Boolin. Not a video, put up a picture in Boolin, which is a group that allows for clones, buying and selling pictures, whatever. So I specifically wanted to make a joke, and just, you know, for the irony and for the whatever, just to point out, like, you know, this is how I used to vape kind of thing. It was a picture of all my little clone boxes. Where the fuck are these things? So when you get clones, they come in little boxes like this. Okay? This is how they come. Now, I have like millions of these because I used to vape primarily clones. I went from like regular China stuff to going on Reddit, reading about what the best RDAs are, and all these people were talking about these little 22 millimeter flavor banger RDAs that technically cost $200 plus, but you can get them for $10 to $20. Well, shit, at the time, I was newly sober after being a heroin addict for like fucking 10 years of my life. Just quitting cigarettes too. And I'm just trying to invest myself into something that's not about fucking drugs, okay? Like, I just wanted something to get my mind off using and maybe pick up a new hobby. So the Chinese atomizers were kind of, you know, but I seen these, the way people were talking about them on Reddit and everything. So sure, I was like, okay, a Hadley or a Haku Vena clone, sure, why not? What the fuck do I know? I don't know what authentic means or clone. I'm like, clone, authentic, okay, whatever. I don't know about all that fucking moral value bullshit, you know? So, you know, for me to buy those things when I did, it was innocent. I didn't know any better. Who cares? Anyway, I mean, really, is it that deep? So I bought those things. I have them now. They're sitting in my room still. I'm not going to throw them the fuck out. So they're here. So when the time comes and I'm making a video, I'm going to reference it and put it to use. Why not? It's for fucking education. It's just to teach any curious motherfucker about vaping. That's all I'm doing here. I have no qualms with anybody. I have no problems with anybody. I'm not trying to fuck with anybody. I'm not trying to diss on companies. I'm not trying to, you know, come off as like an elitist, like I got everything kind of person. Just being simple, man. I just want to put myself to use in some minor way just to feel like I'm doing something with myself. You know, I work full time. I work 40 plus hours a week doing shit I hate. I fucking weed whack. Yeah, I used to bag heavy ass stones and move fucking limestone treads around and shit by hand, or drive around on a loader. You know, I didn't go to school for any of that shit. It has no appeal to me. Now I'm weed whacking shit. I don't care about none of that stuff. But I like vaping, and the weekends is the only time I have enough energy to do anything. So what do? I make these videos for free for people to watch, so maybe they can learn something out of it. And for them to just say, thanks, I learned something from your video. That's it. That's it for me. That's what gives me the yay. You know, I did something constructive. That's it. You know, so you trying to cancel me, you're not helping anybody. You're not helping anybody. You're not helping the company that you're trying to stick up for. You're not helping the consumers that could potentially... There is so many fucking facets to all this. It's all about your perception. And I think, in my opinion, your perception is wrong. Your perception is skewed. I understand where you're coming from, but there are levels to this shit. You know, I'm not here promoting the clones. I'm here promoting the actual product. That's why I don't do reviews on just clones. I seen that review that I did on the clone got the most views. I'm not running out and buying a bunch of clone products now because I could say, well, look, I could save money and get more views. No, I've been buying authentic stuff still. It's, you know, it's like if I was promoting clones, I wouldn't have any authentic stuff. Like, it's in my actions. If my actions portray that I'm buying authentic stuff, that should be enough for you. And it's really like, who are we fighting here? Like, it's just us. Like, we're and these are a lot of these people that have a problem with me doing this are people I talk to. You probably know more about me than you know about the people the companies that you're trying to stick up for. And probably do more for you than those companies would do for you. You know, it's so backwards. Or like, how many companies have screwed people? You know, and we're supposed to police ourselves about clones. And you know how many people use clones and they just don't talk about it because they're supposed to be ashamed for it, like it's wrong, it's morally, ethically wrong. So they still use them. They just won't tell you. They're going to tell me in a personal message, you know, when I when I made that joke post with those boxes, I got messages on one hand saying, "How could you buy clones? You have authentic gear." And I got messages saying like, "Hey, you think I can get some of them clones?" All the same people that mingle with each other. We're all like together and separate at the same time. It's so fucking backwards. Anyhow, what I'm basically gonna be saying is like I'm pretty much probably gonna pull a fucking, I don't know. I may step back from all this shit because I don't, you know, it, all more and more things keep happening that just push me away from it all, and now it's like I feel guilty because like I do feel like I'm starting to maybe, um, you know, be a service to anybody that like enjoys watching any videos, but at the same time it's like I don't want to fucking deal with drama and shit like that. This shit hurt my fucking feelings. This is the group that I like the most. These are the people that I like the most, and I don't like that I've hurt their feelings about this. It's an ugly situation altogether. And I don't want to. I don't know. I just don't want to fucking do this anymore. Honestly, I think so. I'm probably. I have a couple things I already filmed, and I have a couple more things that I already have planned to film. And other than that, I'm probably going to take a break for a while. I said I wouldn't, but I think I'm going to because I just don't want to fucking deal with this shit. Now I'm banned from this group, and in a way, I kind of need this group because I need to be able to buy and sell stuff. So now I can't. Fucking. And sure, I can use other groups, and after talking to them, they made it sound like it might not last forever kind of thing. But either way, like, you could have just talked to me. You could have just talked to me. You talked to me before. When you talked to me before, you should have said, hey, if you want to post anything, video or not, on our group, if it has a clone in it for even a second, don't post the video in our group. And I would have said, happy to oblige. But to try to like make, you try to like hurt me. I mean, it sounds stupid, but it did. This hurts my feelings, and it's essentially one. I don't know how many people it is. It could be more, but for sure it's one person. And then someone else who I would hope may intervene on my part. But then again, I understand if they don't. It's a shitty situation, and they don't want to get involved. Whatever, in a way, I brought it on myself, but at the same time, it's just you didn't need to. This didn't need to happen. A simple like "don't do it again" would have sufficed. I'm not defiant. I'm not trying to insult anybody. Like, I've been posting videos in various groups. That's why I've. It's been. That's why I'm not calling anybody out, and I'm not going to. If you want to talk to me about it privately, maybe I'll tell you, but probably not then. So I post my videos to a number of groups on Facebook, and it it's just if it was going to come to this, I wouldn't have posted the fucking video. I don't need to. It's not that important. I'd rather be in the fucking group. A lot of my people, oh my god, group was actually pretty important to me. As much as now this was 6 months ago or a year ago, I'd be fucking livid more than I am now. I'd be furious, and I'd be all over the spectrum. I'd be angry. I'd be sad. I'd be fucking everything. Because it was very, very important to me then. Now it's important to me, but like you ain't gonna kill me for this. Maybe you didn't think I'd make a video about it even, but here I am. Like deep down I don't care, but I do care about the like value of the rapport that I had with these people, my friendships with these people. So that's what hurts. The group, there's other groups. I can sell my stuff through other groups, but it's the intent behind it, what it was meant to do by kicking me out of the group, So that, and that's cancel culture. Who are you sticking up for? This is just like our fucking society right now. It's like you give people a little bit of like power. I mean, you're a monitor. People that are monitors and admins of these groups. I'm not singling whoever thinks I'm talking about them. I am, but I'm not just talking about them. I'm talking about everything. All these people are like this. All these monitors and all these groups, they get carried away at times. I mean, they really do, and it's just like less is more. Like you would show more strength and responsibility by being more hands off. Let some shit slide. And like I was told, like they let shit slide before or something. Like they looked the other way a lot of other times. It's like really, I don't know about any of that. Like, there was a time I posted a picture of something that was a clone, actually, ignorantly, and was reprimanded for it, and was like, oh, okay, my fault, understood. Never did that again. My videos, however, I've been posting videos in these groups, and in this group, for quite some time now, and never got any grief about the instances where clones make an appearance. When I do vlogs, there's a good chance you're going to see a clone for a little bit, and I'll probably tell you about it too at the time. So this has been going on. So for you to allow for this for so long, and then when it's, convenient to fucking hit me about it, like full force, you could have just told me. I think it comes back to that picture I put the other day of these stupid boxes. Harmless little joke. Like, in a group that specifies for clones. So I wasn't breaking any rules, and to say, well, I'm ostracizing myself from numerous people that may watch me if I didn't do clones. Like, I get it, like, but I don't, okay, so, when you see a clone thread, you always see, like, 10 people say, fuck clones, hate clones, people that use clones should die, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, then you get that one guy who's like, well, I don't know. I mean, I started with clones. And you know what I mean? You get someone trying to stick up for it, and then they get like bombarded, and it's like, oh, you're a scumbag. You know, it's like, dude, like, you know how much this shit costs? And like, everybody's different. Everybody is on completely different spectrums in their life. You know, you cannot be judging people like this. I understand, like, I value intellectual property. I understand where it's coming from. But do you watch pirated movies ever? Have you ever watched a pirated movie? Do you own any pirated? Do you own a burnt CD? Break that thing and or banish yourself. You know what I mean? You are being too hard on yourselves. I'm not condoning clones. I know it sounds like it. I'm just trying to be more tolerant toward fucking humanity. Trying to be more tolerant toward other vapors. Everybody isn't the same. We don't all make the money you make. And, you know, maybe you don't make a lot of money. Maybe you make a modest living, and it takes a lot for you to save up and buy the clones. Or buy the clones. It takes a lot for you to save up and buy the authentic gear like it does me. Okay, valid. So now, when you see somebody else with the same product, but they only paid $20 for it, now you're mad because you spent such hard-earned money on it when they got the same thing for a cheaper price. Is that what it really is? That's kind of what I think it may be. Maybe just a little bit. Maybe you are just that righteous and pure that you're like, no, it's for the good of the company. The company of the guy that I talked to a couple times, never met him. You know, and that's not everybody, of course. You know, some people really are closely associated. You know, I'm not, and none of this is just about this one group that I'm having this conflict with. It's about the whole thing. It's about the big picture. That's why that's why I didn't call them out by name, and that's why I'm talking about this so much, because it's a whole phenomenon here. You know, it's the most divisive thing in all of vaping, probably, in all of high-end vaping. You know, some people, like myself, primarily use authentic gear and will continue, but have some clones because I already fucking have them. They're grandfathered in. Let's put it that way. Not going to throw them the fuck away, and I'm going to use them once in a while, and I'm going to talk about them when the time comes in a video if it makes sense for the insight of the video. I feel like I cannot be more articulate about this. You know, I feel like this was way too hard on me. You know, it was not warranted. You know, you may thought it was a spiteful thing because we talked about my picture from last week, but I didn't take it in a fucked up way, and I didn't reply in a fucked up way. I took it as, okay, well, you're just voicing your opinion and your concern, and fine. Like, geez, like, don't gotta kick me out of a group. Kicking people out of groups should be for scamming, burning, hate speech, narking on people, or trying to rat the group out, or something like serious. Like, dude, I went out of my way to make a video for the community for free. What the fuck did I do wrong? Seriously, what did I do wrong? I'm doing giveaways for people that I don't even know and trying to get them acquainted with groups so they can learn more. What am I doing wrong? What did you do for anybody? You know what I mean? This is so fucked up. This is really fucked up. And I hate thinking about it because I get fucking more angry about it. Like, fucking self-righteousness, or like something happened and like you want to take it out on me because you can. Like, oh my god, dude. Like, I'm just fucking here to help people. I'm not trying to fuck with anybody's company. People that buy authentic gear are going to buy authentic gear no matter what. They're just going to. There's always going to be a market for it. And because of the numbers that they are, they're taken care of. those companies that sell that gear, they're going to have their customers or they're not. The clone people ain't making no difference. If they can only afford clones and that's all they can afford, they're on a whole different level. Doesn't even matter. You know? It's not hurting anybody, really. The companies that do it, SXK, I think they're like SXK and like Vape Easy, 5A Vape. I think they're the only ones still around. Copper Vape, Steam Tribe, YFTK, Olton. I don't even know if dude, like everything's phased out. It's nothing. There is no vaping anymore, for Christ's sake. I mean, most of it's gone. You know, and we're gonna nitpick each other apart about what's what and who has what, and we're like trying to band together here a little bit. Like, I'm just trying to help people learn about shit that they might be interested in so they can fucking use vapes instead of smoking cigarettes. Is that like that big of a fucking deal that you see a clone in my video for a second? If it is, then maybe maybe I shouldn't be in the group then. I don't know. I'd like to be, but if it's that bad, if it's that divisive for me to exist and make videos that, it's like, and I came to this guy when I found out that they were kicking me out. I humbled myself and just said, no, the video was to promote the authentic. Listen, if it's that big of a thing, I just won't post videos in the group anymore. Let's just, get through this, and I'll just go back to just, I'll post some hand checks of nice, authentic, high-end, and I'll buy stuff, and I'll post stuff, buy, sell, trade, whatever. Couldn't we just handled it like that? But you had to, like, kick me out and act like I fucking created, this abomination of a video and told me to take the video, like, not even guaranteed it. Well, like, even then, it would still be just as fucked up. But, like, to tell me, well, if you take the video down, then maybe I'll let you back in the group. I put a lot of time into that fucking video. I did. Every time I make a video, I put time into the video. And I put more time into it than you think, sadly. And I don't have a lot of time. So if I'm going to do something like that, it's going to stay. I'm sorry. It's not defiant. It's not like a spiteful F you. I'm keeping it. No, I put a lot of work into that thing, so I'm going to keep it up, okay? That's the bottom line. I'm going to keep the video up. And I'm not going to submit to your fucking will about being, in charge of this group. If you want if that's what it's going to be, that's what it's going to be. You say you're my friend. You say we're on good terms. Prove it. I don't know. I wouldn't do this to you. I know that. I wouldn't do this to anybody. Fuck no. Fuck no. I just realized that. Because I'm so hard on myself. And my fucking family's hard on me. You know what I mean? My whole life, people have been hard on me. And I fucking think of myself like a piece of shit all the fucking time. Because of people who fucking call me a piece of shit all the time. It's out of line, dude. I'm fucking over it. And I told myself I wasn't going to make this video. I don't want to ruffle any feathers. I'm too fucking nice, dude. I don't fucking care. I really don't. And it's stupid because, a big like flex for me is when I can like speak my mind about a product. That's me showing myself like, yeah, there's the confidence. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's pathetic, dude. I have an issue. Yes, clearly I have an issue with my own self-image because I'm taking bullshit from you about this. I don't fucking care, dude. Fuck this. Like, oh my god, it just hurts my feelings, man. It really does. All I meant was fucking good. Like, I did not mean to fuck with anybody. You know? It's like, all I said was good things about the products. I didn't have one bad thing to say about any of the gear. I said that the quality looks similar, but you're looking at it from a negative perspective. I talked to so many people about this situation already. One, I found out that you used to run a clone group for mechs years ago. So if I bought all these clones years ago, well, how many years is enough? Because if you ran a clone mech group years ago, well, I wouldn't hold you to that now. It's the past. But all these fucking clones I have, I didn't buy them recently. And I told everybody that when I posted that picture. So what are we fighting over? You know what I mean? Yeah, telling other people, they understood immediately. I didn't have to say anything. All I said was, hey, I got some clones in my video. And they're like, what? The clones were there for insight, blah, blah, blah. I didn't say a word. They just voiced my stance on the whole thing. I didn't put no words in their mouth. And I'm just thinking like, yeah, I'm not crazy. There's nothing wrong with this. You're reading into this too much. You could have taken the post down, told me about it, said don't post anything clone related, even if it's in a video that's helpful or informative or whatever the fuck you want to look at it as. And I would have been like, okay, it is your group. But you kicked me out of it and wouldn't let me back in, even though I was fucking remorseful and was like apologetic about it. You know, like, and it wasn't like I wasn't even being like fucking phony apologetic. I was trying to accommodate to your value of your group or whatever. I mean, like, I'm not that fucking egotistical about this shit. I was trying to just come off like, okay, I understand. And I thought we would have been like water over the bridge, but water under the bridge. Anyhow, and now I made this video, so I don't know what's going to happen. I don't care. I had to get this out because it was just going to eat at me. It fucks with my blood pressure. Like, I'm shaky from it. Like, I don't like feeling like this. And it's like, God, Tony, you're fucking pathetic. Like, this is stupid. Who cares? Well, I kind of care. Like, I spent a lot of time doing all this shit, you know? Making the videos. I put time into socializing on these sites or on these groups. You know, you're just gonna take it away from me? It's not fair. It's really uncalled for. This whole thing was uncalled for. So you may call this video overreacting, but what you did was out of line. And to ask me to take it down, like, who the fuck made you? I know it's your group, but like, what kind of call is that? Like, I don't know. You're yeah, oh man, fuck it. And then hoping there, you know, somebody would be on my side about it. That I was hoping would be on my side about it, and then I don't hear from them about it. So I don't know. You know, if it's all over, it's all over. But you know, I owe it to some people that I talk to sometimes. You know, they wonder where I disappeared to. Well, at least this will explain what happened to me. You know, it's not like I went around fucking ripping everybody off on a group or something. You know, it's just like it's a little extreme. You know, wouldn't you say it's a little extreme of an action to take? You know, for someone you say you like and you have nothing personal against, like, but give me the harshest possible penalty you can. Like, what? You know what I mean? Kick me out of the group. I think I said everything I wanted to say, but I feel a little better. But I don't know. I guess I'm not building the Type 2. I was going to put this together. I don't know if I'm going to keep making videos. So, I still don't know. At least not for a bit, because I don't know, who am I making them for? It's like, you know, I get such extremes here. You know, people that are like all about it, and then, you know, if you could nitpick about this, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. And I don't even have enough gear to, you know, I don't have new gear anyway anymore. So, I mean, I'm never going to get anywhere in my life just fucking worrying about this, honestly. You know, I'm not in position to fucking do this stuff anymore. I'm too old. You know, I'm in my 30s and I have nothing in my life except for this stupid shit. You know, imagine that. Most of you have fucking wives, kids, beautiful homes. I have nothing, okay? I mean, not like woe is me, but like try to understand why this was important to me. You know? So, yeah, this fucking bothered me. I seen it last night that my post was taken down, and that even kept me up a little bit when I was trying to go to sleep. So then I wake up this morning and find out that I get a message that I was kicked out of the group. Do you think I wanted to run out to the post office after that to give my other viewer their free RBA, knowing how the fucking divided people are? You know, it's just like, it makes me not want to try. You know, this world is so fucking hopeless. Like, when you got people acting like that, you know, trying to look at everything from the worst possible angle. Like, it's just, there's so much duality, you know? Fucking, you fucked me up about this, man. Yeah, I can understand if you were always a dick and we always hated each other, and then it would be like, I get it. But like, considering, I mean, we were never that close or nothing in any way, but like, it's like, we've talked here and there, and we comment here and there, you know, whatever. Things have always seemed like, you know, we're on good terms. And then this happened, and it's just like, your your allegiance to the, you know, righteous purity of authentic companies, and it's just like, what? It's like, dude, I'm a fucking person, man. Like, I don't charge anybody money for these videos, and I still take the time to make them. A lot of times I don't want to do these videos. Like, a lot of times I make them, like, I gotta force myself to edit these videos. You know, and it's not like, if I don't do it, like, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna be like, oh, no videos. But I know some people enjoy it, so I do it anyway. You know, I'm not here trying to fucking tell everybody to give me money for making videos. You know, so some guy makes a mod, or not even a mod, an atomizer. Hasn't made it for years. Years. You know how long it's been? It's ancient history. Who cares if I talk about a clone? The clones aren't available. The authentics aren't available. None of them are available new. You have to get them used. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. You're picking a fight with me for no reason. It's uncalled for. It's not fucking there. It's not there. You know? So many people, like, they fucking, you know, and it's like, I don't get gear for free, okay? I don't get tons of free authentic gear to pick and choose what I want to do videos on. You know, I just have what I have to work with. Dude, I make nothing. I make no money. And it's like, well, you know, buy the authentic gear that you can buy with the money that you make. Well, they don't fucking make any authentic gear anymore. There's no new gear. What are you, crazy? Pods? I'm not going to buy no pods. So, what do people have to work with? That's probably why my clone review for the KBR had a high number of views, because there's no gear to buy. There's not much gear out there. Don't see much rebuildable gear anymore. Not nearly like you used to. So, I mean, don't you ever like wonder like about other people, like how they get by or like what they do? What's going to keep them interested in vaping? They can't afford what you vape, and they don't. China makes 5 RDAs a year, if that. So, what are they supposed to do? They're bored. They don't like pods either. So, I guess they'll just start smoking again. Or I'm just going to vape the same Griffith 25 for the rest of my life because you don't think it's a good idea for me to buy a clone. And a lot of these people fucking use clones anyway, just to let you know. You know, I wouldn't fucking call anybody out on it, but they do. They told me. We laugh about it because it's just life, dude. It's just a fucking fact of life. Clones exist. People use them sometimes. Me, I have some, but you know, I bought all this shit. With the fucking $500 a week I make, yeah, I bought all this shit. That's not good enough for you. This is going up. I don't care. I'm fucking pissed off, and I had to get my point across, and I feel like I got my point across. So, sorry, not sorry, kind of sorry. Really wish this could have been avoided. Really wish it, because I don't want this kind of bullshit. I don't. So. I'll see you guys. Maybe I'll do another. I don't think I'm going to do another vlog. I don't think I'm ever going to do another vlog. So, don't blame me. Blame them. Or just blame the fucking mentality. No, don't blame them either. Blame the mentality, the stigmas, the taboo bullshit that we all fucking pushed on each other. That's who we need to blame. We need to blame the fucking demeanors that we carry about other people, you know. It's fucking silly. I hate arrogance. I fucking hate arrogance. And I'm not calling anybody arrogant. It's just what it stands for. It's just what high-end stands for. It stands for arrogance and elitist bullshit. I love art, and I like design, you know, I like fucking gadgets. You know, I'm not a sneakerhead. I don't care about the brands. I don't care about fucking matching all my clothes. I don't care about watches. I don't care about knives. You know, I just like the art of mods. And the fucking camaraderie to whatever extent that I used to get from talking about the shit. But, you know, I don't know. I don't want people to think I have direct beef with anybody. My beef is more with the whole broad picture. You know. How am I going to get this top cap off? I keep unscrewing it and it's just taking the glass out. Anyhow, I'm done. Sorry this was like super negative, and if you got through this, and I don't know, I hope it wasn't too fucking miserable for you. And I don't mean to bring anybody down, and you know, Maybe I just need some time off. Maybe I just need some time away. I'd like to get the videos that I already filmed done, edited, and I'd like to get the rest of my concepts I had in mind finished. But the absolute, whatever. But I'm not gonna be talking much more. I think these vlogs are over with. So it was fun while it lasted. A lot of yous were really cool. I've always been really surprised actually about how this turned out for as fucking modest as it is. It's worked out. I don't know. I was happy with the way this channel has been received. So thank you guys. Overall, it's not good enough for everybody. So anyhow, I'll see you.